Hey guys, welcome to Intro to Leadership and Quality. And I know exactly what you guys are thinking right now because a lot of my students feel the same way. I have a strong Southern accent, but maybe it will keep you interested in what we're doing. So let's go ahead and dig in. So competency one, we're going to compare and contrast management and leadership functions and traits. This learning plan will address the following learning objectives. You're going to identify successful traits of managers, define the 4 functions of management, assess your management skills. You're going to discuss the evolution of the workplace, jobs, generations, and research current events related to leadership. So what I did here is I included a few things with some articles that I think are really interesting. So what leadership is not. Leadership has absolutely nothing to do with seniority or one's position in the hierarchy of a company. So once you reach a certain pay grade, it doesn't automatically mean you're a leader. Leadership also has nothing to do with titles. Similar to the point above, just because you have a C-level title doesn't automatically make you a leader. In all of my talks, I stress the fact that you don't need a title to lead. In fact, you can be a leader in your place of worship, your neighborhood, in your family, all without having a title. Leadership also has nothing to do with personal attributes. Say the word leader, and most people think of a domineering, take charge type of person. We often think of General Patton or President Lincoln, but leadership isn't an adjective. We don't need extroverted, charismatic traits to practice leadership, and those with charisma doesn't automatically lead. Leadership isn't management, guys. They're two different things. This is a big one. Leadership and management are not synonymous. You have 15 people in your downline and P&L responsibility. Good for you. Hopefully you're a good manager. Good management is needed. Managers need to plan, measure, monitor, coordinate, solve, hire, fire, and so many other things. Typically managers manage things. Leaders lead people. And I pulled this from Forbes.com. That's a really good site that talks about leadership and management. So if you guys are sitting around and just want to find another source, that's a good source. So what is leadership in the eyes of those respected in the field? Peter Drucker says the only definition of a leader is someone who has followers. Really? Is it really that simple? So a new army captain's put in the command of 200 soldiers. He never leaves his room or utters a word to the men and women in his unit. Perhaps routine orders are given through a subordinate. By default, his troops have to follow orders. Is this captain really a leader? Commander, yes. Leader, no. So Warren Bennis also says leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. So let's take, for instance, every spring you have a vision for a garden. And with lots of work, carrots and tomatoes become a reality. Are you a leader? No, you're a gardener, basically. I thought that was cute. Bill Gates, as we look ahead into the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. This definition includes others, and empowerment is a good thing. But to what end? We've seen so many empowered others in our lives, from riding hooligans to Google workers who were so misaligned with the rest of the company they found themselves unemployed. Gates' definition, in my opinion, lacks the parts about goal or vision. And this, again, was retrieved from Forbes. And I mean, it's a good little thing to, if you're sitting around and just want to do some extra research. So this comes directly from our classroom, guys. This is your read and review section. So you're going to familiarize yourself with NAU Online, including the following websites: Desire to Learn, NAU One Stop, NAU Online Library, the Writing Center. And let me stress, the Writing Center is very important, guys. And I'll probably do some seminars later with some activities through the Writing Center. Youth Services Help Desk, you go to NAU One Stop, click on the Need Help icon on the right side of the homepage. These websites, again, are linked on your D2L homepage. So all you have to do is click the little blue link. You're going to participate in discussion 1-1, Introductions. You're going to read part 1, Introduction to Management, chapters 1 and 2 in the management textbook. And you're going to define the 4 foundational functions of management. You're going to complete the management aptitude questionnaire on page 31 in the management textbook. And you're going to watch the organizational change expert talk about the 5 ways to lead an era of constant change, hosted by TED.com. So your activities and assignments, and again, guys, this is all in your classroom. Think of 2 managers that you've had, the best and the worst, and list the characteristics that you like best about one manager and the ones that you like the least about another manager. What are the differences between the 2 sets of behaviors? So you're going to go to the table of contents under the course information, click on the link, certification of authorship, download this form and complete it. Then upload the completed form to the Dropbox labeled certificate of authorship. This assignment's worth 10 points, guys, and you only do it one time. So every time you submit a paper, do not do the authorship certificate again. You're going to view the LP1 seminar, which is what you're doing now, and I'm going to give you the assessment assignment following when we get done here. So participate in discussion 1-2. You're going to complete the 1-1 assignment, leadership philosophy, and the 1-2 assignment, leadership qualities. Then we'll go over those right here in a few minutes. But for the discussion introduction, this thread is to get to know your classmates. The initial contacts will help you connect to our course community. Begin your post by describing at least one educational goal that you have, but make sure it is SMART goals. You may download the written transcript. So you can just click that little link and it'll show you what it is. Next, identify one thing that you hope to learn in this course. And finally, time management is a challenge for many students. It is also one of the most common reasons students struggle in graduate school. So provide at least one time management strategy that you plan to implement while in graduate school. If you know of any websites or apps that you find helpful, please share with your classmates. So discussion 1-2 is going to be, you're going to discuss and describe some skills and competencies that you think are important to managers working in today's world, characterized by generational differences, today's workplace culture, technology, and sudden changes or threats from the environment. Describe some skills and competencies that you think are important to managers working in these conditions. So using your textbook, the NAU Online Library, and again, anything you see in blue you can click on, and or other professional resources, cite at least 2 scholarly professional sources. Your answer should be a minimum of 250 words, and you must reply to at least 4 other students' posts. The discussion will be graded using a discussion rubric, and the rubric, guys, is very helpful for every assignment that you're looking at. I grade strictly by that rubric, so it's very helpful if you'll look at it. So for LP assignment 1-1, leadership philosophy, this assignment is going to assess competency 1, of course. So the directions for this is you're going to write a 2-page draft of your personal leadership philosophy. Note, during the last week of the course, you will write your final draft of your personal leadership philosophy based on your new perspective of leadership from the theories, textbook, articles, videos, and other influencers that you will learn throughout this course that will help you shape to your own personal leadership philosophy. So you need to read the 5 steps to craft your own personal leadership philosophy. And again, if it's in blue, you can click on it. This assignment is worth 50 points and should be uploaded to the LP1-1 assignment leadership Dropbox. This assignment will be graded, of course, according to the rubric. So for your LP1-2 assignment, leadership qualities, what we're doing here is we want you to consider those who are commonly considered strong leaders. They can come from politics, military, sports, arts, wherever. You're going to write a 500-word persuasive essay explaining why this figure is an example of strong leadership. Now, guys, don't confuse a good person with a strong leader. The two are not necessarily the same. So assume that the audience does not know the person, even if it seems unlikely. So give a brief biography in the beginning. What were his goals? What did he or she accomplish? Don't get bogged down in the details, but paint enough of a picture for the audience to catch on. You're going to provide at least 3 leadership skills that this leader has demonstrated and provide examples of how he or she used them to affect a particular goal. Persuade the reader of your opinion. Show the reader why this figure personifies strong leadership. You're going to select at least 2 qualities that they possess that you'd like to see in yourself when you graduate. So write this paper in academic tone, which means no slang, things like that. It doesn't have to feel stiff, but it should be something you feel confident showing a professor. You're going to cite at least 2 sources, and remember to include a title page format for your paper using APA style. This assignment's worth 50 points. Again, you'll put it in the Dropbox 1.2. APA resources, guys, you must use your APA resources. And I guess I need to say it like this, and we'll do some examples in the Writing Lab. But if it is not your original idea, you must cite the source in the body of your work. You don't just write and throw it down into reference. You have to cite it. NAU is pretty particular on their plagiarism policy, and if you're not citing your sources, guys, that is considered plagiarism. So refer to pages 169 through 172, citations with quotations in the APA manual. And again, guys, this is very, very important. So for this seminar assessment, this is a video that I use actually in my leadership trainings. I have about 10 upper level managers or leaders in my office, and we do leadership trainings on a regular basis. And they pass this information on. There's a saying that I use: leaders don't train employees, leaders train leaders. And that's what I try to do in my organization. So I'm going to post this on the message board as well, so you can click on it and you'll just write a brief assessment. Make it an academic tone, no slang. Make sure you cite the sources, but it's just an overview and an assessment of what this video talks about. Try to keep it less than 250 words. I try not to kill you guys on seminar assessments because you do have a lot of assignments. So the final thoughts. Moving forward, the seminars will mainly go over assignments so I can explain them to you. This seminar assessment will sometimes be from outside sources that I deem valuable and I think that'll help you. My goal is to make this class fun and interactive. And guys, please send me an email anytime you have questions. I actually have my classroom email forwarded to my device. So I will answer you back unless I'm asleep within a few minutes normally. So, and again, I look forward to working with all of you, and good luck.